What's going on, guys? Phil here from Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube, and this video is kind of overdue, but we finally got a chance to come down and check out the brand new 2019 Chevy Silverado at Holiday Automotive here, and we're going to take a look at the new GMC and give you our reactions to both of those trucks. Let's head on in and check it out.
All right, guys, so the truck that Holiday got for us is a 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 High Country. So this has the 6.2. There's some features that this one has that the 5.3 doesn't have, but almost all of the features are gonna be the same between the two of them.
The biggest difference that I think is really important in my aspect is that this has the 10-speed transmission and the 5.3 has the 8-speed. So it is really cool that GM is putting a 10-speed into these trucks, not only for like more low-end power, just because you can have basically taller gears, but also better fuel economy too on the highway, because this thing is just going to keep dropping RPMs as you keep going up.
And speaking of dropping RPMs, it also drops the cylinders. So this guy has 8 cylinders, obviously, as a 6.2, but then it drops down 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, depending on the situation for fuel economy, and you can shut that off. I know in previous years you had to get a tune to stop the cylinder cut. What's it called?
They called it, so in the 07 to 13, I think it was called displacement on demand, and then they had active fuel management, and now they're calling it dynamic fuel management. And where that dynamic comes into play is, like Jared was saying, it can drop just 1 cylinder or 2 cylinders, maybe it'll drop 3 cylinders, all depending on how you're using the truck and basically what environment you're driving in. So I think it is really nice though that they allow you to shut that off, because there are some people that don't want that. And like this also has the auto start stop, so you come to a stop sign, it'll shut the engine off. But again, there's plenty of people out there that don't want that, and you can just turn it off right in the truck. There's no need for a tune or any aftermarket software to do that.
And yeah, speaking of all of this technology stuff, I guess there's so much going on with this, just starting from the front and going back. I mean, it's got push button start, It's got heated rear seats, it's got storage in the rear seats, it's got a wider bed, it's got a wider cab, so the rear has more room, the bed has more room, the tailgate is powered, which I think is pretty cool. The other thing they noted too is the hood, the tailgate, and the doors are all aluminum, but the rest of the truck is still your normal steel.
Yeah, there's just a ton of technology, and the size is a huge thing too. So the cab is technically only 3 inches longer, but it looks massive and it feels massive sitting inside it. That 3 inches does really make a big difference, and then the bed being a little bit wider, obviously you can just fit more stuff in there, which is nice. That tailgate is super light. You can literally with like 1 or 2 fingers just like start to lift it up, and then the power assist kicks in and it'll lift it up for you, or put it down. You can use the remote to do that, or press the button on the tailgate too. Another cool tech feature is the 360 cam. And it also has just your standard backup camera as well, but right on the mirror, the rearview mirror, basically flip a switch to tilt it and it'll turn into a camera instead of just that regular mirror. So that's something that's pretty neat. And then one of my favorite features on the interior is going to be the heads-up display. So I have one in my car, and when I first bought it, I was like, I don't know if I'll ever use it, but now after driving with it for the last 40,000 miles, like it is amazing to have a heads-up display and just never take your eyes down. Secretly, it allows you to drive really fast because you don't have to look down.
Let's pause for a second. We need to talk about the exterior, because that is the biggest change with these, obviously. So 14, 15 were one headlight body style. 16, 17, 18 had the kind of curve to the top of them, and all this 2019 is totally different. What do you think?
Well, when Chevy started remaking all these pickup trucks, they're kind of going back to like some heritage style headlights, like the 14s and 15s. And now with the 19, it's something completely different. It doesn't look like any truck they've ever made before.
No, it looks like their Camaro and their Suburban and their Tahoe.
Yeah. Almost all of their vehicles are starting to look the same, which is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? I don't know. That's kind of up to you, because appearance is a personal preference. But there's a lot going on with the front end of this vehicle, which kind of brings us to like the active aerodynamics. So there's actually cuts in the bumper.
There are holes in this truck, okay?
There are holes in the truck where the air just flows right through, and then there's these active dampeners that open and close depending on airflow, and it's all for fuel economy and shit like that. But it's neat and it's interesting. I'm concerned for the aftermarket aspect. Let's dive into that. So when it comes to the bumpers up front, the bumper goes all the way up like into the grill and part of the headlight assembly, so I don't know what people are gonna do for aftermarket bumpers, and with all that
Bodyguard,
active
body
aero
armor,
stuff in there,
all of those guys, yeah.
I don't know how that's all gonna work. So
I'm excited to see what they'll do, honestly, because you know the companies are gonna come out with aftermarket bumpers.
Oh, they
for
have
them.
to.
I mean, maybe we'll see them at SEMA, so.
yeah, we'll be there soon, or depending on when this video comes out, we're already there. So it'll be nice to see that. And then what else?
The biggest thing, the rounded wheel wells. The fenders.
But they're not actually round.
No.
So it's round on top, and it gives you a whole bunch of wheel gap, but then when it comes down to the bottom, they still squared it off.
So the thing we noticed, and we were looking on Instagram the other day, and we kind of saw a dude on like a leveling kit with 12 wides.
Yeah, which a leveled Chevy with 12 wides and 33s
Is awesome.
in the previous body style was like pretty stuffed in there, and you
Yeah.
gotta do huge NorCal, and it looks great. But we saw it on one of these, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of empty space.
Because there's so much, it's rounded at the top, so there's so much wheel gap between the tire and the top of the fender that it's close on the sides, and then it goes up and kind of curves, and there's just that space there.
Yeah, I did see one of these with 20x9 zeros and 305 55s, and that actually almost looks better because I think there was more tire inside the wheel well to fill that gap versus when you stick them out, because you still can't fit anything on here, because not only do they still have the square wheel wells on the bottom, they introduce crash bars like Ford has in their trucks. So
And I
it's
think
just,
they're harder than the Fords to take out as well, I believe.
I don't know, I haven't been in there,
this would
we'll
be
have to ask Cody,
interesting,
but it's just, it's kind of complicated to fit wheels on here. And there were some rumors about wheels not fitting over the brakes because the brakes are larger, but like I said, I saw 20x9 zeros on there and those cleared, so if those can fit, I think anything that most people who are watching our channel are going to want to run are going to fit there just fine.
Oh, and that's the other thing too. I saw some SEMA renders of the 2019 lifted huge on like 40s or whatever they're on, and that looked good. So I don't know if it's just certain setups that look weird on these. Obviously if it's massive, it looks good, and you're saying the 20x9 looks good.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm excited to see what people do with these. The hood also is kind of different. It's got like a bump out in the center versus like the two dips
that puddle catcher that they had too. Yeah. I don't know, I'm really excited for SEMA to see what these look like all done up, because obviously not a ton of people have been doing them. We do have one in the gallery, probably getting more as the days go on here. So if you want to check these out, head out to the gallery, customautos.com/gallery, and you can see all the pictures of what people are doing to the 19s as the manufacturers start developing the new leveling kits, the new lift kits that go into these, because this is basically a totally redesigned truck. So everything from the old generations doesn't work anymore, and they have to redo everything.
And then let us know your comments below too. What do you think of the 2019? Would you buy one? We're probably going to bring the 2500 HD review. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty big overhaul for that generation too. So we're bringing you that as well. Let us know if you want anything else as far as new body styles, that fun stuff that you want us to review.
They got two big things coming. Not only are we going to be able to review the 2500 HD and 3/4 tons, but they're also introducing a diesel motor for this one.
I forgot about that.
Drop your comments. Would you drive a diesel 1500? Put it in the comments below. That's all we got. Peace.